things you'll see, from comic books to toys and more, and all cartoons that we adore. Pop culture, flicks and geeky stuff, we love it all and can't get enough. So settle in and enjoy the show. Please hit like and subscribe before you go.
How's it hanging, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel for another Let's Talk Toys. We're changing things around a little bit this month, ladies and gents. You'll notice we are joined by Passpoint Comics, our good pal Efren. Efren, you're leading the sections on action figures and computer games tonight, and Lego. Is that all right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You want to hear silence? Yeah, go ahead.
Does Efren know how video games work?
Yeah. He's played Pac-Man. He's played Pac-Man.
I used to play Pong. How dare you?
Yeah. So Efren's joining us tonight because, for those of you that don't know, our good pal Super Sorrel is still a little bit poorly. He's been in hospital for a good while. So our best wishes and love to Sorrel. Hope he's making a full recovery. But we thought we'd invite Efren on because he's recently been to Wondercon, so we're going to cover that in a little bit later on. But also, there's been some casting news which you guys might have noticed. We've had the Doomsday casting, so I wanted to talk about that later on, and I wanted to talk about what we think that might mean for the MCU. So we couldn't do that without good old Efren being here to pitch in. How are you doing anyway, Efren? Are you well?
I'm doing fine. I think I'm out of focus a little bit. I don't know, just me or my glasses.
I just thought it was my eyes, Efren. I have to be honest. I thought it was just my eyes.
I was thinking with my glasses. I went like this at the beginning. Am I out of focus? I'll be right back, guys. I'm doing great. I'm going to talk all about WonderCon, the beginning of con season here in Southern California. You know, the big one's coming up in July, but we'll talk about all that.
Good stuff. And we are joined by Mr. Keegan. James, how are you?
Heyo, I am very well. How are we all?
Not bad.
Excellent.
Busy as usual, but looking forward to talking about all the geeky stuff tonight. Always nice to see you. And Simon.
Hello.
Comic lad Simon. Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, nice to see you, Simon. How are you doing, Simon? Are you well?
I'm all well, yeah. I'm all good.
Good. Efren, you might not have been on this show before with Simon. It's how would we phrase it, James? To challenge something.
Agonizing.
It's a challenge.
I would say.
Yeah. If at any point, Efren, you think Simon's talking rubbish or telling fibs, just give us the nod because we've got a special button that will press.
I remember that button. Yeah.
You don't use it enough, Pete.
No, because you used it too much. I removed the button.
I used it when it was appropriate. Excuse me.
Which is too much. Yeah, it's like the entire show. Anyway, here we go. We've got lots to get through. We've got lots of people in the chat. Just going to quickly jump in. We've got Terry Deadman. He's over at the moment on Cover Slingers over on Greyman's channel. So you'll catch it later on. Nice to see you, Terry. We've got MJ Comics. James Mack. Nice to see you. James interviewed our friend Rob Fatstacks a week or so ago. Worth checking out. Lovely interview with Rob. Hope you're well, James. We've got Anton. Nice to see you, Anton. Hope you're doing well. We've got Von Hoot. Von Hoot, there's going to be a members only video going out hopefully tonight, maybe, about the April spin. Well worth checking, please. Make sure you check that one out. We've got Phil. Nice to see you, Phil. Phil's already briefed us that I'm not allowed to criticise one of the action figures he's seen because he thinks he's going to buy it. So we'll talk in depth about the head sculpt later on. We've got Emmons World of Geek. Lunchtime with Crew. Written Raymond. Comics and geekiness. This is a life. Where are you, Emmon? Are you stateside?
He's in Northern California.
Oh, nice.
He's the only guy who has nicer hair than me, by the way.
Is that right? Don't nice believe that.
Great guy. Yeah.
Phil, I'm here for Simon. Dear God. And let's have... Oh, we've got... Sorry, the chat's just jumped on as I spotted a birthday there. Anton. I had a wonderful, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Anton. And we've got Jack. Nice to see you, Jack. Hope you're doing well. And Wayne. Hello, you sexy bunch. If you want to laugh, go check out Wayne's channel. It is, it's immense. It's madness, but it is very, very cool. Particularly if you like pops. And everybody's commenting on Emmon's hair. Emmon's hair is lush.
Yep.
Lush. Okay, guys, let's crack straight on. There's a few things I wanted to chat about. Now, this is predominantly a toy show, but like I said, we're going to cover lots of other topics tonight. I wanted to start off with this. So, Last week or the week before, over on the Killer Comics show, we talked about Clayton Crane's signatures costs and his menu of signatures, and we also talked about the fact that Mark Hamill was charging an absolute fortune for his signature. So Scotty Young today on his channel has pushed this out. I absolutely love it. Love it. So these are all of his different signature variations that you can have. My personal favourite is the 3D glasses. I like that one. No vowels, only vowels. The Ghost signature is 352 ungraded. What do you think of it? I mean, Clayton Crane started this madness off, didn't he?
Yeah.
Scotty Young's a big comic seller, obviously, in terms of his artwork and stuff. Would you just be paying for one of these, do you think?
Well, is Scott Young left-handed? Is that why there's a right-handed option that's like looks a bit
Just
shitter?
giving you as many options as you want. Options as you want, do you know what I mean?
This is typically the kind of thing you would just ask for, like up at when you're getting a signature, and there's no menu or price change based on the type of signature. This is bizarre, I think.
Guys, you're blowing my mind here. You do know it's April the 1st today, don't you?
Yeah, but I do, but this isn't completely realistic, I feel, though.
So Scotty put this
I can
up.
imagine this happening.
I thought it's well worth checking out his Instagram page, because the best bit, he's got a little video as well that goes with this. Do you see the Ghost signature there?
Oh, there's just no signature. Yeah, that's fine.
He's got a video of him signing a pile of books, and he's obviously not got a pen in his hand. I just thought this was superb. I don't know what it's like over in the States, Efren, but in the UK, and I'm assuming Ireland's the same, James, we get flooded with shite of April Fool's jokes. And it's like, it's become a media thing. It's on everything now. Yeah. This was the only one that really tickled us, and I thought that's quite good fun.
I was disappointed because For the Love of Horror put up that Peter Andre was playing the after party, and I was like actually excited about that. And then I realised, it's probably
so that is definitely an April Fool's, the Peter Andre. It must be.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah. Shame.
Yeah. Autograph costs way too much. You really want them to have basically, but I'd go Frank Miller's. It was £60. Yeah, $60. Yeah, it depends what you're going for. I mean, we do a con over here, Anton, where all the signatures are free. But if you're wanting some of the kind of the actors and things, I mean, James, when you go to your Comic Cons, you're paying big money for some of the photo opportunities and things.
The most I've ever seen was
Liverpool
like
one, wasn't it?
At Star Wars, Hayden Christensen was $290 or something like that.
Yeah.
The most I've ever paid was at Liverpool. I paid for Jensen Ackles. It was 150. Was it pounds? Yeah, 150 pounds.
Yeah,
So
150 quid.
quite a lot.
Wow. Okay, guys. So before we're cracking into the slides that you guys have submitted and whatnot, we had some breaking news tonight, so I have hastily thrown some slides together. So we had the Marvel Legends Pulse live stream, and it announced a whole host of different figures that are coming out. So I've stuck a few slides on. We get the Thunderbolt figures. I have to say that Sentry figure looks pretty damn good.
I'm digging the suit design.
I quite like that.
They translated it well, I think.
Yeah. I think this looks. If that's what it's going to look like in the film, I think that's going to be pretty good.
So who is that playing Sentry then? Who's playing Sentry?
Bill something or other. I can't remember his name. I'm
not sure what else he's in.
Yeah, he's not someone I'm particularly familiar with. But Simon, but if you want to know more, you're in luck, because I've got a video coming out next week all about the Thunderbolts and the casting choices and all that kind of jazz. So Simon, you can learn more next week. All right. Cool. Efren, are you excited for this film?
I'm excited for this film, but I have my reservations about Sentry. I mean, the way they portrayed him in the comic books, if it was anything like that, he may be the strongest person, but he's the most weak-minded person. Yeah. And they just basically threw him away in the comic books. They just ripped him in half, and I don't know what's going on with his powers. He's got like mental, issues, but I don't know if they're going to portray that in the comic books. I mean, in the movie or not, but I don't know if this is such a good choice for this movie, to be honest. That's my opinion.
Well, we know he's. I mean, we're going to talk about it later on, but we know he's sticking around, so we know he's not done in Thunderbolts. I'm the same as you. Are you guys familiar with the Sentry character?
Bits of him, yeah.
Fairly, yeah. From other like portrayals in media, I've not really read much comics with him in it.
Yeah, it was a really interesting thing they did in the comics back in the day. That, I mean, all of the news outlets for comic books and all that kind of stuff promoted the comic book as a rediscovered Stan Lee character
Yes.
that had been found at Marvel headquarters and all this kind of stuff, and they had old-fashioned comic book covers and things like that. So it was an interesting series. But basically, he's got a split personality kind of thing. He's got the void, the creature inside him. And he's infinitely powerful. He's like their version of Superman. It's going to be an interesting fit in this movie because, like Efren's saying, I mean, technically, his power set, he should just wipe the floor with everybody on screen, you know?
Yeah.
'Cause nobody could go up against him, really.
Because I've even, is it World War Hulk where he's the only one who can beat Hulk?
Yeah.
So that's how powerful he is. So.
But like, who do you think the villain of this movie is though? Because like, this is going to be
The
another.
Void. It's going to be the Void.
Yeah, because I was
Which
thinking
is-
it's going to be
which
a
is
fight
him.
for a bit, and then their mates thing.
Yeah.
you know?
So basic. I think from what I've read, he's Bob. He's the sentry for the majority of the film, and then at the end he flips to be the Void, and it's them versus the Void, which is going to be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have my reservations about this character. I mean, the comic books, they basically ripped him in half, literally ripped him in half. I was like, they just didn't know what to do with him, you know? So,
Yeah. James is saying, anybody else think that the Thunderbolts will big up Sentry only for RJJ's doom to kill him in Doomsday, just show how much of a threat he is? I think you might be bang on there, James. I think they need a Superman level character that they can wipe out pretty quickly to show how powerful he is. So, and they're not going to get rid of Thor or anybody like that, are they? Wait, so folks from the UK pronounce film as film. I love the gentleman. Colin Farrell's character pronounced it like that, and I thought it was a joke. Film. Well, I don't say movie. Do you say how do you say it in Ireland, James?
I
Film.
was just frustrated he referred to Colin Farrell as a UK person. Colin Farrell is Irish. Emin, excuse me.
Yeah.
How do we film?
Film.
Potatoes. Anyway, moving on. Marvel Legends has shown this off as well. This is the Maximum series. This is the Incredible Hulk. Obviously, these are pricey figures. This is between 60 and 75 quid. I know when the Spider-Man came out, we talked about this a little bit, and we talked about the fact that the Spider-Man figure came with tons of accessories, and we wondered how they would justify the price on a Hulk figure. Well, they've given you a missile, 2 head sculpts. I don't know, not a one for me that, and it's gonna be pricey, I think. Anton is saying the figures are cool, but are we really that excited about the movie at all because of the disappointment of other films? That's basically what I'm getting the vibe from, and I like Captain America. I think that's fair. I've got a feeling this might be a sleeper. I think this is going to be with Guardians.
I think it's going to have that charm of like, because these are all characters we're familiar with, but most of them have never met. So it's going to be the dynamic of them, these clashing personalities. It'd be very like Avengers-y teamed up kind of movie. You know, I think that's going to be fun.
Emin, I did say his character, not him. I don't want to start
His
a
character
border
is
war. My
Dublin.
apologies. Emin, listen, don't worry. If this is the first time watching this show, just ignore everything James says. He's he's your stereotypical angry Irishman, all right? He'll start shouting at me in a minute.
How
about,
dare you say that?
Exactly, yeah. So yeah,
Excuse me.
just focus on Simon's voice. That's all you need to do for this show. Okay. This is sexy. I quite like this. This is the fan channel exclusive Fantastic Four She-Hulk. You get 2 different head sculpts. You get the ponytail and the wild hair as well. I think that's pretty smart. I haven't got a She-Hulk figure. I might pick that one up. Efren, you're not a toy collector, but I saw you nodding away there. Do you like this one?
yeah, I have a Hot Toys She-Hulk already. But this is pretty cool. I think I may get this too. Yeah.
You've got whoa! You've got a Hot Toy She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I've never seen that, Efren. I didn't know you had a Hot Toy She-Hulk.
Yeah. You want me to go get it? I can go
Yeah,
get it.
from the TV show.
No, it's not her in this costume. I forget. There you go, get it. I'll be right back. It's not that heavy.
Kept that one quiet.
It's not good. Go on, go get it, Efren. Let's have a
go
look.
get it.
Let's have a look. See.
I'll be right back.
What do you guys think of this one then?
It looks cool. I'm not. If I was to get a She-Hulk figure, hypothetically, I would go for the classic look rather than like the Fantastic Four version. But it's a nice looking one, I have to say.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Simon, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this one looks good. I have a She-Hulk figure, the one with the green costume. So and that one's a good figure, but I like the swap of the heads and the Fantastic Four outfit with this one. So
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
I'm a sucker for the white boots and gloves. I don't know. I just think that makes us stand out.
Yeah.
Guys, why is Efren's away? There's no way Efren's got a hot toy, has he? She-Hulk.
This is going to be like
We'll see.
a cardboard cutout or something like that.
Why do you want one now?
No, I've seen
Or
the figure.
a
It's
Barbie doll or something like
yeah,
that.
I'll bet it's a
I'd be
Barbie.
surprised,
I bet
I'd
it's
be
a Barbie.
surprised if he kept that quiet though, like that you got hot toy because there is no hot toy She-Hulk other than the show version.
there's
So
the
it has
show
to be the
version.
show version, or it's not a hot.
Let's see. It'll be a surprise when he comes back.
Okay.
A whole host of other Legends announcements. MJ seems more like Hot Wheels. Yeah. A whole host. James, I haven't got a clue. Velocity suit, I'm presuming from the
So I
Spider-Man
actually
game.
have just up here this photo. That's just out of frame. That's from the game. It's designed by Adi Granoff. It was like one of the pre-order bonus suits for the game. So I actually had him sign like a photo I took in the game of it. But I have this figure like they did one for the first wave of like Gamerverse Spider-Man toys. So the color palette looks a bit darker. I'm not sure if like in the second game if it is a darker suit, but like maybe a bit more detailed, updated.
Pretty cool.
Thing, you know?
Efren, we're waiting on bated breath. What
Okay.
have we got?
I got it right here.
Ah, nice. So it's a statue. Is it a statue?
Statue, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't see her, but the door, it has a picture of First Jen Walters on there.
Oh, does it?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really nice, actually, Efren. I like that. I like the that's the John Byrne kind of version, isn't it?
Yeah. Got this a lot over 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's got a nice profile, hasn't
Yeah.
it? You dirty old man. What are you doing? Yeah. It's lovely. It's very nice. Very nice. We've then got a Villains 2-pack where we've got Crossbones and I forgot what she's called.
Madam Mask.
Madam Mask.
Madam Mask, yeah.
Pretty cool. I like that. I like the Crossbones figure. Mystique, and then a Weapon X. James, I thought you might like this Spider-Man.
Hell
It is
yeah.
just a repaint. It's a repaint from the last movie version. But I love the click-on kind of Venom mouth.
That's very cool. Like not something in the. I suppose when he's ripping the suit off, yeah, it is from that moment. But like for me, we never got like an emo head Peter Parker figure, did we?
Efren's on the ball tonight. Efren, you can replace anybody else on the panel, to be honest, mate.
I got
You're
a deep one here.
That is very nice. Oh, that's the one with the rogue head sculpt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bought this a few years ago too. See, I collect toys every now and then, guys.
Very good. Very good.
Yep.
Excellent. So yeah, what do you think of those guys? Any of those you would be interested in? I think the Weapon X figure looks weird. It's like his top half's too big.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's an odd. It doesn't look good.
Strange, doesn't it?
Probably going to pick up the Mystique because I have some of those uncanny ones already. So
It's nice, the Mystique. I like the
Yeah.
Mystique.
Yeah.
I'm just out of this scale of figure at the moment, so like unfortunately, I would say an emo Peter Parker. That'd be a tempt, you know. Yeah. I dig it.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. James, you're up.
Right, so first up at the Nintendo Direct last week, we got a Marvel Cosmic Invasion. So this is from the team that did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge game. So it's like a 90s beat 'em up arcade style game.
Yeah.
Looks really cool. Trailer looks really cool. Sort of like similar to that like 90s kind of arcade Marvel stuff. Sort of a weird mishmash of characters in it. So there's like Spider-Man, Venom, Nova, Storm. I think I want to say Wolverine's in it as well.
Of course,
Captain America and one or two others. So looks fun. Like if you like your retro side-scrolling beat 'em up games, I think it's a cool one.
I mean, I'll give this a go. It's a bit like the Turtles one, Turtles in Time, that was out. They are fun, but for me, they lose the charm after a half hour or an hour.
You could
Yeah,
not,
I played-
put it better myself. Yeah.
it reminds me of I used to play X-Men on the Mega Drive. Yeah. That was the one I enjoyed the most.
I think it's like they're designed for arcade, so it's like
Yeah.
after half an hour you're kind of done. So funny. So there's that. So one of the Marvel Games executives had an interview last week on a podcast, and he said that there was originally when they were doing the licensing out like the Marvel stuff. So like this would go back to like the Spider-Man game, the Guardians of the Galaxy game that came out a few years ago. There was a plan for it to be a shared universe.
Okay.
I just thought it was interesting. I was kind of. I remember at that time, like there was the Avengers game as well. I was surprised that wasn't what they did. I'd assumed that was going to be the plan from the get go. Yeah, it seems like a no brainer to me. Like,
yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Nice. Death Stranding has a release date now. It's June 26th. So we got new trailers, a collector's edition. It's got like a statue and some other kind of in-game stuff as well. The trailer looks really cool. There's like a giant like kaiju kind of battle going on in one scene that looked really fun. And like the big thing everyone was talking about. So like Death Stranding is by Hideo Kojima, who created Metal Gear, and he just straight up put a character in this that just looks exactly like Solid Snake, and like it's played by an actor who he said a few years ago he wanted to play Snake in a movie, so it's like it's a fun little Metal Gear reference. So that looks really cool. Really excited for that one. So that should be good. You can't wait for Death Stranding. The first one was phenomenal. It's a slow burn. It's like because like the first 10 are like it's basically your delivery guy, so you have to travel across like literally walk, like climbing up mountains and stuff like that. But it's really it's chill. It's engaging. It's cool. But like once you get into it, you can start building bridges and stuff like that. It's really fun. So I like it. So Ubisoft has gone through like a bit of a weird kind of restructuring. Basically, they have set up like a subsidiary, and this company Tencent, who's like does a lot of kind of mobile games and kind of they're known for really heavily monetizing stuff. They basically set up a subsidiary in Ubisoft and moved Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry over to that, and then Tencent owns 25% of that. So it a lot of people are speculating based on this that they basically just pulled the 3 biggest franchises out and they're just gonna like tank the main company. Okay. So this like Tencent company only wanted to invest in the 3 biggest IPs, so it's potentially like a bankruptcy kind of dash dodge kind of thing. So I think in terms of like how that impacts games, it's like you have Prince of Persia or Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. I think those franchises are just going to be ignored pretty much from now on. So I think that's a bit of a shame. James plays games to go for walks. Yeah, that's true. Do you know what? Have
you met James? That's about as physically active as he gets.
Much. It was. I remember during COVID, because it's a long game. I think it's about 70 hours or something like that. So I remember during COVID, that really got me through that, like the early stages of lockdown stuff. It's cool.
Efren, are you taking notes? Because James is going to test you at the end of this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was sleeping with my eyes open, but yeah.
Can you just name one game I've talked about so far?
Yeah, the first, I like the middle one, Marvel Games, almost like a shared universe, like the MCU. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah, and you haven't talked about it yet, but the bottom one, Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
what I like about this, really quick, is these characters stay young the way we remember them. Not like the movie. So,
that's what I love about like movie games is like you can capture it from like you can have a young Han Solo in a Star Wars game and stuff. Like I enjoy that. It's a cool way of telling stories from different periods. So Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was an Indiana Jones game, came out a few months ago on Xbox, published by Xbox. So that has now been confirmed to come out in April on PS5. So pre-orders are up for now for that. I'm really excited to play it. Apparently it's great. First person game, like the announcement of this, they really played up like the Uncharted kind of references and stuff. There was like a thing where
you're saying it was specifically for Xbox.
Yeah, so Xbox owns Bethesda, and Bethesda published it. So Xbox, it was published originally as an Xbox and PC game, but Xbox has kind of been bringing over like Xbox exclusive games over to PlayStation recently, like just to kind of get more money. Like the look is that I think what they're doing is they're gonna try and be like Netflix for games. Like they want Game Pass on PlayStation, like in all these franchises. We're gonna get Halo on PlayStation this year, I think. Gears of War as well. So like it's interesting how like console wars have sort of shifted. So excited for that. I like Indiana Jones. And then through the 3 kind of big games that came out the last month, Split Fictions. This is from Joseph Fares, who did he's known for doing co-op games. So he did like It Takes Two, which was like a Game of the Year winner a couple of years ago. He did I think it's called A Way Out. It's like two guys who were like break out of prison together, kind of co-op crime game. Simon, do you know those? Do you know this?
I do. I've got something to say about this one anyway, but you carry on.
Yeah. Anyway, so this game is about. Came out, got rave reviews, sold really well as well. There's a movie in the works now, even. But it's basically, my understanding of it is it's like you play the lead, like both characters are like the lead. One's the lead of a fantasy story, and one is the lead of a sci-fi story. And kind of as you play, one is in the fantasy world and one is in the sci-fi world. And they kind of cross, literally, like there's a line down the screen, and they can kind of cross back and forth. I've seen clips of it. It looks very cool. It's trippy, but it's really cool.
Very, very cool. It's expensive though. I was going to get it on Steam, and I think it's like 40-50 quid. So
yeah, it's a premium kind of thing. But
it's premium.
That's not expensive for a game, is it? It's
Well, it is nowadays for me. I only pay like £10 games or £15 games.
Cheapskate, I think. The good thing is though, you can play co-op with. Only one person needs to own the game to play co-op, so you can invite your friend to play even if you only have one copy between both of you.
Okay.
One thing I did watch on this game, which was amazing to watch, if you go check it out, there's a hidden level right at the end. Okay, it's called the laser level. A lot of people finding it now. The first two people to complete it were two Chinese streamers, and they've actually been, and because they completed the level, and believe me, this level looks like solid. Like when you watch them doing it, it is solid. These lasers coming at them, and they go like sinking, and it's just so amazing.
I've seen a clip of this.
Yeah. Anyway, so they earned the right now an invitation from Hazellight to go to Sweden to see the next game.
Right. Okay.
From completing that level, because they're the only ones who completed it. So
that's very cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
To reward people for finding things. So
yeah.
This one in the middle, I only just heard about yesterday. So this is called Schedule 1. It's basically like a drug dealing simulator.
It's blowing up.
With like little cartoon characters, and you basically like you buy low, sell high. You kind of move. You can get into shootouts with the police and stuff like that. Just like
sounds lovely.
It's actually addictive.
apparently it's great. Millions of people playing this. Like it's like sort of like the Pal World thing,
so
where it just kind of came out of nowhere and everybody's raving about it.
What I love about it is you literally, it's like being Brainkin bad. Basically, that's what it feels like. So you start off in a caravan, and you literally grab.
Have you been playing it?
Yeah, I've been playing it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm addicted to it. It's good. It's so good.
Yeah.
But growing weed and dealing weed like a drug dealer in real life.
It's funny how like what gets into the zeitgeist. You know what I mean?
So,
and then last but not least, Assassin's Creed Shadows finally is out. Got very good reviews. People are really digging it, and it's a lot of people were shitting on this since it was announced. Like a lot of people didn't like the choice of like Yasuke as a main character, and they felt like it should be a Japanese protagonist in it instead. But it seems to have won people over. People are really loving it. A lot of the naysayers are there playing it now, the live streamers and stuff like that, the people making YouTube videos shitting on it. And sold incredibly well. Like it's, I think, the second biggest the first month sales of Assassin's Creed in the whole series. So like, yeah, it's shut everybody up, which I'm happy to see. It's always nice to see games.
I think I've played one Assassin's Creed when they first came out, but I can't played any of them for long. The only one there I have to say that I'm interested in, James, is the Indiana Jones. I'll probably give that a go. No, I have to lie. Cosmic Invasion, I'll get it go off as well.
Give a try of dealing drugs and Schedule 1.
No, I really don't. I really don't.
We could do a co-op thing or something.
No, man. Shut up. We'll not do that. You've been talking about that for ages. I'm not that. No. You'll not be holding my hand. We've got a few questions. Emin, am I saying that right? Is it Emin, Efren? Emin? Yeah. See again?
E-Man.
E-Man. Like He-Man, but without the H. With streaming OS coming in the near future, there'll be no need for a console anymore. That'll break your little heart, James, won't it? No more
PlayStation will always be around. PlayStation's a brand. I think Xbox is going to go away. And you'll have like Xbox will be like Netflix. It'll be on your PlayStation, on your TV, and I do think like in the way that DVD players don't really exist anymore. We have streaming games.
Don't say that. Somewhere Hydra Collectibles' ears just pricked, and he's about to launch into a physical media rant.
I do think like consoles, like for the most, they will be a more niche thing in the future. Like I would agree with that.
I think obviously we're going to get the Nintendo Switch 2 this year. Like the Nintendo's still going to, I think, keep going. But like I agree with James. Like that's why I'm starting to collect more physical copy games, because your streaming's just taken over. Game Pass, everyone's just Game Passing. Then no one buys
Nobody
physical.
owns their games anymore. I did hear about a thing. This scared me. I heard about this a couple of weeks ago, but a thing called disc rot, where like apparently Blu-rays don't last forever. Like they only last like 30.
What kind of a
years.
friend are you? What kind of a friend are you? Hydra Collectibles has done a video just about disc rot. You've not watched it, have you?
No.
Shocking, absolutely shocking.
I don't watch your videos
you've got
either.
I know you don't. I know you don't. I talk about you in most of them, and you never comment. That's how I know you don't watch them.
I just quietly fume, and then I say,
Bill
well, I bring this up, and then I don't. So
Bill is saying Halo or GAU, are they new games or remastered?
the ones coming over to PlayStation will be remasters. I think you'll probably have a remake of Halo 1 and then a Gears collection, I think is what's rumored. But there is a new Gears game coming out. So my guess is that like going forward, it'll be like 6 months basically exclusivity on Xbox, and then you'll have it on PlayStation after that.
And for anyone that's watching from the States, this is the typical kind of banter I get in my chat. We've got Chris, sorry I'm late, I was looking for something else to do. We've got Andy, sorry I'm late, I was Chris's something else to do. It was a challenging wank, but we made it. No hands was always going to be tricky. Filth, absolute filth. Nice to see you, Andy and Chris. Waiting for the official announcement of a PSP PS Vita 2 backwards compatible for PS1 to PS5 in the palm of your hands. 10p 60 FPS. Efren, explain that sentence to us.
English, please.
1080p is a resolution, 60 frames per second, so it looks smooth on the screen. I would love a new handheld. I love the Vita. I love the PSP. Like I know people rave about that PS Portal thing. So it's like remote play. It's like a remote play thing. But like
PS5,
streaming your stuff can be. I've used remote play actually on my Mac just recently, and it like worked quite well. So I'm looking to get in that Portal thing. That's cool.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you for that, James. Very comprehensive. Good stuff. Next, little bit of Marvel news. First of all, Daredevil, guys. We're up to episode 5 or 6, I think. This is a spoiler image, I guess, for season 2. It's all over the internet. We've not seen him in this particular costume yet in the show. Efren, I'm going to come to you to find out what you think of the show so far. But can I just say, that costume for me is freaking amazing. I'm loving the fact that we've finally got the DD. I'm not sure why he's wearing lipstick, but I'm loving the fact that we've got the red DD on the chest. What are you thinking of the show so far, Efren? I've
really been enjoying it. I'm glad Disney didn't Disney-fy Daredevil like they did in She-Hulk. It made him too comedic. You know, it's just the character just to me just basically another Netflix show. That's the way I look at it. The only down thing I think they have too much Kingpin in it. They have to have another bad guy. He's been in like almost from the beginning, and I understand why they brought him over. But hopefully in season 2, I think he signed on to do another season.
Yeah.
But I just think they should focus on some other of his rogues gallery, so to speak. Stiltman's out there somewhere. Stuff like that.
Matthew Lillard joined for season 2, and I would strongly suspect he's a villain.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep, that's a good point. Yeah, and I love this costume. It has a DD showing finally on his costume. So
we've had Muse introduced, haven't we? He's quite an interesting villain. I've not seen him before. I've not read him in the comics, but I would agree with you. I'm enjoying the show, and I'd be interested in James and Simon's views. But I am enjoying the show, but I absolutely feel that you can tell it's being cut to bits and bits added and totally changed. There are a couple of scenes that feel just totally disjointed. The bank episode for me felt like filler. It just felt very different to the rest of the series. I thought the bit with the Punisher a couple of weeks ago, where they had the kind of the discussion, was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I thought the emotion in that and everything was just brilliant. My usual moan with any of these kind of shows. Loved seeing Daredevil in the costume. Loved the fighting in the sewers on the last episode. The bit where he was jumping across the rooftops just looked like a PlayStation game. It looked
I agree. Some dodgy ass CG in it, I think.
So what are you thinking of it, James?
I've only watched the first 2, so I've actually not watched the.
Oh right.
I'm a couple weeks behind, but yeah, I'm sort of split. Like I'm watching it, and it's like almost I couldn't pinpoint what it was, but I'm just like this isn't like this. I mean, I like it, but it's not like oh, this is the Netflix show back. And I think I would 100% agree. You can feel that there, like, half of this is like continuing from like Echo, and half of this is like, oh, let's do the Netflix thing. Do you know, they've just chopped it up so much. But like, you know, like I you know, I have mixed feelings about how they kind of disregarded, like, they brought back some of the Netflix characters just to kind of disregard them immediately.
Well, we're not sure about that yet. There's a lot of, so they were never meant to be in it, were they? And then
no, they were brought back.
They were brought back. Yeah, I don't think that's the last we've seen of them.
Yeah. But like, it's good. I don't think it's at that level of the, you know, like the fight scenes are like good, but not like jaw dropping, and the floaty CG stuff.
Well, I mean, you're only 2 episodes in, I guess. So
I'm literally referring to the Bullseye fight, pretty much.
There's some good stuff to come. Yeah. There is some good, but you'll feel exactly what I mean about filler stuff. Simon, what about you?
So I've only watched up to episode 3 with the Punisher and things like that. So I've still got to watch. That's because my my Disney Plus subscription ended, and I haven't renewed it yet. So because they want like 140 now, it's shot up it as. So I think we're going to go try do new emails, a new customer. So I watched every single Defenders and every series on Netflix, and I loved them. So yeah, I'm with James. Bringing them back, or some of those characters like Luke Cage would be amazing. So
I think that's what they're aiming for. Chris has got a good question in the chat here. Who do you want then? Who's your dream bad guy for it? Do you know what, Chris? I don't think he gets enough praise for me. But when he's written creepily and kind of dark, the Owl is a really cool mob boss kind of character. 100%. There was I can't remember which run it is. Everyone might know, but there's a series or a couple of issues of Daredevil where it kind of really leads into the horror element of the Owl. And he's kind of clawing at people and things and scratching eyes out, and just phenomenal. Love it.
Mr. Fear, is that's a
I like Mr. Fear as well.
That'd be a very cool one. I know it's like it's very similar to Scarecrow, but I think that'd be great.
What do you think, Efren?
One would be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the character. I think that'd be a good character for him. I think Hammerhead, that would be interesting to see, you know, with his flat top. And like I said, I like this as. I said it kind of as a joke, but I would like to see him battling Stiltman. You know, something that tall, you know. So he's got a lot of characters throughout the years, you know, that just been on his comic book. But yeah, I mean, those are the main 3 that popped in my head right away.
Yeah, they're very cool. Stiltman would be interesting to see on screen. I'm not sure how they'll do that. Simon, what about you?
None really come to my mind, really, but yeah, we do need someone more than, like, you can't just go with the Hand again, and Kingpin's been overused, I think. So I just think we're desperate for like a new villain or new something. So.
Agree. I have to say, Kingpin's last battle in the last episode was pretty brutal. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Von Hoot saying the Owl, naturally. Oh, we've got Fuzzy of the Dunlop. Nice to see you, Fuzzy. Yeah. 60 dead bodies, a police task force and Muse was found by White Tiger's niece. Brilliant writing. Yeah, Daredevil just kind of wandered around as well and found him straight away. He wasn't hiding very hard, was he? Get a 12-year-old girl. Do you think she's going to become the new White Tiger? So. Yeah, I think so.
Isn't she? She's the version that's in like, the Spider-Man. And Ultimate Spider-Man, isn't it? Yeah. So I imagine that's the plan.
Other news over the last few days, we've got Spider-Man brand new day announced, hitting theatres apparently July 2026. Does that seem fast to you? That seems quite.
Casting's already started, so like a year.
They've been filming it secretly, and all we all knew about it. So
how do you know about that?
I don't know. I just thought, like filming now.
Simon, Peter,
next year. I mean, surely you have to start filming already to start for it to release next year.
I would have thought so, Simon. I would have thought. Well,
I love how confident you said that, though. They are filming. We all know about it. How do you know?
Well,
I don't know.
Surely, like when my mum was in films, it was like literally nearly a year and a half. They start filming before they release something.
That's what I mean. I think that feels just like round the corner to me. I've not put a slide on because I'm sick of talking about it, really. But again, it's coming news this week that apparently Marvel have pulled the plug on Blade. But I've seen that in a few different news sources, and I'm not sure
on a reliable one.
Yeah, that's why I've not put it up because I'm not sure it's. But would it surprise us? Absolutely not. That film seems to have been screwed.
mixing Blade with Daredevil would be good.
I just want a TV series. I want a Midnight Suns TV series.
What's the like? Why didn't they just throw him in fucking Doomsday then? Do you know, like if you're going, you have these movies with 20, 30 characters in it. Like surely you could add a part for him instead or something. You know.
Fuzzy saying beyond Spider-Verse 2027, so no Miles for years yet, unless they give a clone or a version of him or something. Fuzzy in Secret Wars. I don't know. So yeah, bit of Daredevil news, bit of Spider-Man news. Excited for both them. Simon, lots of nice looking figures here.
Very nice, yes. So we've had, obviously, from the Star Wars Celebration, the Japan one's been on, hasn't it? So
Yeah.
No, it's
no, it's on now.
no, it's Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
April 19th and 20th.
No, it's been on now. So
Do you want to bet?
I don't know if it's out now, but certainly they've
This is
started
announced for people to get at the show.
I know they've released some of
Okay.
the images. Yeah. Mr. Keegan, calm down.
No, but like
Calm
the way
down.
he says no
Just
so confidently when he's
calm
wrong
down,
is so
James.
annoying.
I know.
Have you seen this side of James before, Efren? This angry kind of bully.
Yeah, I mean, on the video, yeah, I see him just raise his voice, you know, so yeah.
Perfectly pleasant in person, though. I have to admit.
No, yeah. Okay, Simon,
Anyway.
this is the part of the show, Simon, where you tell the names of the characters you put on screen.
Yes, so the Black Series, there's a exclusive, a bit like when we were in Celebration, and I got my Return of the Jedi one.
Sorry, Simon, I was blocking your face off. Just a second. Oh, shit, I've removed you. You're back. You're back.
There we go.
Sorry,
So
let's have a look.
when we went and got this,
Yeah.
and we queued up and got like special tickets, I'm hoping that they'll do the same for the last. And so this is. the
Sorry,
last
Simon,
round-
just to stop you a second again. Sorry, just show us that one again.
Okay. Da-da-da.
So has that got, like, on the actual figure, I'm trying to see it, has that got, like, red lines
Yeah.
to show lightsabers?
Yeah.
Poster.
Yeah.
That's, okay, so that's interesting. So there's a 1/6 scale. I'll show you in a second when we do my section.
Another one you're talking about. But like that was released public. Like people who weren't at the show could get that as well. There was a limited amount that were released afterwards. So I think you'll be able to get this, Simon.
That's what I'm thinking. So this is the Ronin with R5 from Star Wars Visions. So it looks a really cool figure. So for me, sort of
What's
stopping
the little hat on the R2D2?
It's like a
right.
Japanese like
Japanese hat.
Oh, got you. Right.
because it's like a samurai kind of thing. Like,
Then we've got
stop look on
the-
your face for Peter.
Shit.
You look disgusting.
Have you not watched the Visions Star Wars?
I have, yeah, but
Yeah.
I just, yeah, interesting.
It's anyway. It's a figure I'd like to get, and I think a lot
Okay.
of people would want to get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the 2-pack, and you get both those figures. The next figure to the right of it is Ezra from the Ahsoka series.
Yeah.
And then the next one is what's his name? SM33. SM33.
I like it, but I've never seen it before. I don't think. What is that? Been in a TV show? Or is that a?
That's the new one with all the kids in. So
Oh, right.
That's a pirate one,
Yeah.
isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
pirate one. It's a pirate
Oh,
one.
that's interesting. I didn't get that at all when I looked at it. I don't remember it having those disc things on the arms.
I don't
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, he had
I almost thought it had a sword or something like that as well. Like he has the little rash thing sticking out of his eye.
I mean, now
Yeah.
you've said it, I'm spotting the peg leg. But yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's
Interesting.
pretty cool. Yeah. So those are coming out. Black Series. There is another one. I don't know if you've got this on your slides, Peter. The 1/6 scale. There's supposed to be a Blossom
Oh,
Stormtrooper.
Jesus, yes, I have, Simon. It's
You have. Okay.
yeah.
I'm just saying. From
No,
Japan.
wait. I mean, yeah.
yeah, we'll see
I
it
have
later.
I have thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Higher Toys have announced the Starship USS Enterprise.
Nice.
Which,
I like that.
Yeah. Very pricey though.
Is it?
Yeah, $150. Yeah.
It's nice, but
But it's a nice big scale, so and lights up and everything. So
yeah.
then obviously McFarlane are putting out the toys before they end their license. So you've got down at the bottom the Page Punchers. So you've got Grim Knight. Well, before that you've got Batman, you've got Superman, Supergirl, and then you've got it's Grim Knight versus Croc 2-pack.
Okay.
So, well, Killer Croc.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Then to the right of them from McFarlane, you've got Batman. Is that 1 million or something like that? I don't know.
I don't reckon. I think the Batman 1 million is the one in the black costume. I don't recognise the one in the white costume at all. Do you know that one, Efren? Do you know that figure, that character?
No, never seen it before.
So I've got Batman Final Suit and then Batman Year 2.
The Batman Year 2 is the one on the end next to Adam Strange, because that's the one. He's got the scythe that clicks onto his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, so but yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's
then you've got obviously Deadshot and, like you said, Adam Strange as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm sure that that Batman in the middle there with the black costume and the blue cowl covering his mouth is a Batman 1 million.
Is the 1 million one, and then the
Yeah.
other one would be Final Suit. So.
Never heard of that one before. Don't know what that's
No.
off.
No,
It's a crap suit. It's a horrible Batman suit, that, isn't it? Not keen.
it's more like robotic, isn't it? So
Yeah. I do like that Batman 1 million, mind.
Hmm.
And the Batman Year 2 is pretty cool as well. Any of those jump out at anybody? Efren, have you got an Enterprise?
No, I do not. You think I would, but I don't. I like the Supergirl one. I mean, it looks like the 1950s Supergirl, you know, the lower skirt stuff. I think it's pretty cool looking.
I think it's based on the film coming out next year, The Woman of Tomorrow, the comic book series. I've not read it. It was meant to be very, very good. Yeah. Nice. Very cool. Good figures. 1/6 scale. So we've got the Daredevil figure. That's got a stunning head sculpt, I think, of Charlie Cox. I think with the glasses on, it looks particularly cool. Would you ever have it like that? I don't know.
Are you joking
What?
about the head sculpt?
No, I think the head sculpt's great. I think the head sculpt's great.
Have you looked at like the close-up pictures of it?
Yeah. With the glasses on, it looks...
Everybody thinks it looks awful. Like,
Well, everybody doesn't, because I like it, so that's not everybody.
Everyone I've seen.
Okay. Well, I think it looks pretty cool. I like it.
I think you need fucking glasses, Peter.
My opinion, isn't he? In my opinion, just to, yeah. In my opinion, the head sculpt is very good. I'm loving the costume design with the what you call billy clubs. You get the kind of the posable wire, which I think is pretty cool. I've got the original Hot Toys figure, so I wouldn't be rushing to get this, but I do quite like it. I do think it looks. I do think it looks pretty cool.
Would you think though? Like, I'm assuming by the end of this season we'll have a red Daredevil suit with the DD on it.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you be better off just waiting for that?
No, I don't know if we'll get the red suit. I think we'll go into the black. I think the black.
Do you think straight black is the first?
Yeah.
Because like it looks like that he's like spray painted it black because there's little bits of red around it. So I'm assuming that's his end of this season suit, and then next season he paints it black. Yeah.
Don't know, but yeah, I mean, for me that's not different enough to the one I've got. So, I mean, I do like the head sculpt, but I'll not be picking that one up. Yeah. We then get Mr. Freeze, good old Arnie from Batman and Robin. Again, I think that's pretty impressive. Not one for me because I don't particularly like that version of the character, but I do think it looks cool. Phil's saying he's getting this. Are you getting the Mr. Freeze, Phil, or the Daredevil? Daredevil, I would assume. But yeah, Mr. Freeze looks cool. It lights up. That is a striking resemblance to Arnie, I think. I think that's a really cool looking figure as well. Then we've got Miles Morales, purple rain suit. I presume that's from the computer game, James.
Yeah, it's when you complete the Prowler kind of missions, you get this. Like your Prowler gives you this suit. So there's a story tied to it. Yeah. It's not just one of those random weird ones, you know.
Just an odd design. I mean, I like the green eyes and stuff, but I can't imagine. Well, I don't know. We'll see how many of them sell. Love me some Mr. Freeze. I know you do, Fuzzy. I thought of this one when I thought of you. Sorry, when I saw this one. To be honest, I know you're a Freeze fan. And then we've got another version of Iron Man, but this has got fractal armor, which basically, I don't know if you can see in the images there, but it's kind of like mirrored all over the place. Which is, I don't know. I want to see some pictures of it in hand, just to see how it looks. It's another version of Iron Man, if that's your boat. Not for me. Emmons World of Geek. The Miles looks like a shattered glass Optimus Prime. Yeah. absolutely love the shattered version of Prime. I haven't got that one actually from 3.0. So yeah, any of those jump out?
I like the Daredevil one, like you, Peter. I just think I think it looks good, but I'll pass on all the rest. Sorry,
I remember at the time wanting to get a Netflix Daredevil one and not getting it. So this one I'm tempted, but I just feel like we're gonna get a DD suit.
Yeah,
fairly soon after this. So
wait for that one for sure. That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, you can have as many DDs as you want now because you've got the original, you've got the yellow costume they did a one for, you've got this, they're bound to do the black costume as well. And like you say, James, he's bound to get a proper red suit with the DD emblem on at some point.
I'm guessing end of this season, and I think that black suit is his end of season 1 suit, spray painted black.
Yeah. Chris, the Iron Man figures apparently go mad overseas. They can't keep them on the shelves. For me, I think you're absolutely right. It's just another version of Iron Man. There's so many already.
It's not about what we need; it's about what they're selling. So like people are buying them, like they're just flying. They're flying off, so they're gonna make more of them. People.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on, chaps. More games. Sorry, I thought we had something else.
I mean, it's on my fucking second. You did tell me to cut it down.
No, I thought there was another slide in between these games.
All right, I thought you were being cheeky about.
I wouldn't dream of it tonight, James. I'm scared you shout at us again.
So this is lots of Sony news this month. So the first one, Helldivers 2, back to the creek, baby. We're going. So if you remember in Helldivers 2, Malevolent Creek was this sort of like, it became this kind of lore thing, but basically it was a planet during one of the missions in like the first couple months of the game, and it was so difficult. People like compared it to like Vietnam, like it was like a Helldivers version of Vietnam, and like the automatons won, like they failed to spec the order and like took over the planet. So like the new order now is we're going back. So if you missed out on the chance to do Malevolent Creek the first time, you can go back to it. I think that's pretty cool. So a lot of people excited for this. Like I like the kind of the lore around it, and I think it's kind of fun, like the in-game story about it. So I think it's kind of cool.
I haven't played Helldivers for ages.
I was about to ask you, not even played the new update or anything. Simon, you haven't either, have you?
No.
He's too busy playing his drug dealer game.
Yep.
That's it, yeah. The new update is very good, so I would recommend. But I'm gonna jump back in anyway because I just for nostalgia, I like the Malevolent Creek stuff. So Sony has a new studio, a new first-party studio, Dark Outlaw Games. So this is created by Jason Blundell, who's going to be leading the studio. So he is the man who is largely credited with creating the Black Ops Zombies mode. So back into like Call of Duty World at War, that kind of area. He worked for Treyarch. So the assumption would be that they're going to do some kind of zombies competitor or a Call of Duty competitor. Like I'd imagine it'll be some kind of live service first-person shooter. So that's interesting, I think. It'll be a few years until we hear anything about the game that they're working on. But I think it's better that Sony either creates new studios from scratch or buys like live service studios rather than having like single player studios doing live service games, wasting their time.
James, the drug dealer game, it's made by one person. So
is it really?
Yeah.
That's so
it's shot up again as well. That's what I mean. It's going crazy, trending. That's what I mean. These one people indie games are just going crazy sometimes.
Fair play. Your man's probably made bank, so he doesn't have to deal drugs anymore. So that's good. So there was rumors circulating about the next God of War game. Apparently, it's going to be like a smaller, sort of like Miles Morales, like a big expansion kind of game. Apparently, it's out this year, and it's going to be a prequel back to Greece, and it's going to be about Kratos' relationship with his father, like his kind of foster father, I think. So like sort of similar to how like the newer games are about his relationship with his son. So I think that's kind of interesting. Peter, you've never played God of War?
I have. Yeah, I've played it a bit.
Have you played it with the newer ones?
No.
Yeah? Okay. Any thoughts on this? You didn't play the Greek ones though, did you?
I've played Loki and things like that. I think it was.
That's the new one.
Sure. Yeah, the new ones, yeah. Yeah, so like, I'm curious if this will be like, the gameplay between the Norse ones and the Greek ones are really different, so I don't know if this will be more like the modern games or if they have a kind of a retro gameplay style to them. But Simon, do you play any God of Wars?
Yeah, I played. Is it 3? And they're more hack and slash, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, with the kind of the Devil May Cry kind of style thing.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so interesting to see it go back to Greece, especially with like the storytelling sensibilities that the modern games have. So I'm looking forward to that. See what happens there. Naughty Dog is working on another game aside from Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. So this, Efren, this is the studio that does The Last of Us and
Okay.
Uncharted. So they're working on like a sci-fi game called Intergalactic. So that was announced a few months ago. But they're also working on one. This is being led by the guy who did Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which was like a spin-off game that they did. Like, so it's the most recent Uncharted game. So this has been in development for 3 years. Possible we get this before Intergalactic, and it'll be like a smaller scale game. So it's not going to it's confirmed it's not The Last of Us 3. It's it might be Uncharted 5 possibly, or an Uncharted spin-off, which would be cool. But Naughty Dog has said they're done with that. But I'd love to see another new IP. I think that'd be really cool. It's just such a great studio. And then, just a small bit is Ghost of Yote. It's the new Ghost of Tsushima. They've confirmed that, we're in April now, no release date, but they've confirmed it's still 2025. My guess is that they're waiting to see when GTA comes out, and I think there's quite a lot of games that are scheduled for this year that don't have release dates because no game wants to be within a month either side of GTA 6. So
I feel like we've been waiting for that for a long time. I feel like we've been talking about GTA 6 for ages.
I was going to send a slide for it, but the leader CEO of Take-Two basically said, "Oh, we know what the release date is. It's coming this year, but we want to maintain like hype, so we're gonna have a much shorter marketing campaign." So I think when we get the trailer with the release date, it'll be out in 2 months' time. It's not going to be like 6-7 months of marketing,
Very cool. Good stuff. Nigel, what do you all think of Silver Acre Comics? I've bought a big key book from them once, Nigel, and I'll not buy anything from them again. Read into that what you will. Efren, Wondercon. You've been to Wondercon. Tell me a little bit about Wondercon. You're on mute, mate.
Sorry. Wondercon is held in Anaheim, right across the street, basically from Disneyland. Just a little history. WonderCon originated in San Francisco, but they were doing some renovation to the Moscone Center, and they never went back. They were in LA 1 or 2 years because they were doing renovation in the Anaheim Convention Center, but they came back to Anaheim. But I knew once they went to Anaheim or LA, they were never going to get it back.
Yeah.
So, but it's a 3-day event. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's held by the same people who run San Diego Comic-Con. Years past, right before COVID, it was starting to ramp up more and more for me. More of Hollywood was starting to come to do panels. But ever since COVID, it's been kind of almost reverted back to the first couple of years that it's been there. It's still a good show. I mean, there's plenty of panels, plenty of vendors. And it's a good time. I've seen a lot of good people there too. And I think you're going to show a slide of one person that I met there specifically. We were going to team up with each other. The picture on the left, I thought of you and James. I don't remember the character's name, but I got to take a picture for you guys for this. What's his name?
Arsh the Clown.
Yeah. I know you guys talked about on your shows, One Good Scare, shameless plug. But I thought of him. That's why I took the picture. That's the only reason I took a picture of that. And then on the right is from characters from Invincible, and the character on the right of that is the X-Men character. What's his name? Morph. Yeah, he had a pretty cool costume. So yeah.
So there's lots of good. So it's like a typical con, Efren, in terms of there's comic sellers, guests, and then lots of cosplay and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
In terms of size, how does it compare to San Diego Comic-Con?
You talking about convention size inside?
Yeah.
It's bigger than the San Diego Convention Center, but they don't use the whole convention center. A lot of it's just empty, but it's a bigger convention center than the one in San Diego.
What about like attendance wise?
It doesn't compare. You could still got a badge the day of.
Yeah.
It didn't sell out.
Yeah. You only went on the Saturday though, did you, or did you go Friday?
Saturday? I only went on Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday. Okay. Is there a reason you don't go for the 3 days?
Yeah, but it just didn't have that much. I went last year for 3 days, and it just, I don't know,
too
it just
much,
wasn't the same. It was too much. I live in San Diego. It was about an hour and a half away, and one day was more than enough.
Yeah. And there you've got you and Rob.
Rob Fatstack. Yeah, I made sure the minute I got there, I sent them a message. Hey, where you at, man? We gotta say hi to each other. So we met up really quick, and just hugged it out and talked a couple minutes. Good guy. Yeah, it was awesome seeing him. And then
This is the nice thing, isn't it, about the cons? You get to bump into people that you've seen on YouTube and all the rest of it. So yeah. Nice to catch up with them. Nice to catch up.
Did you pick up any signatures or any sketches or anything like that?
I picked up 5 books. I think I have them here, actually. Let me see if I can find them. Oh, no, I don't have them here. But I picked up a couple of X-Men books.
Yeah.
Oh, there they go, right there, Peter. Yeah, I sent them to you. Sorry. Those are the books that I picked up. The ones on the upper right, the top right, I always try to get those books.
Yeah.
It's, Savage Land Rogue, the first Rogue. Both of them are by Jim Lee. And to me, it's like iconic cover on the left.
Classic covers, aren't they?
Cap and Black Widow and Wolverine. And then I picked up those 3 Fantastic Four books. I was so close to getting one of my remaining grails.
Oh, really?
But it wasn't graded, and it was at a good price, but I just couldn't do it. I kept on thinking, if there's something wrong with this book and I get back like a green label or something like that, I'd be so disappointed. So I didn't buy it.
And to be fair, Efren, you've just, I would imagine, put out a fair bit of money for one of your other grails.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll just say one of my favorite writers was there, and I didn't realize until Efren had already left.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask him to swing by and grab me a signed book. It's David Avalon, who does the Elvira books.
Oh, right.
I was like, yeah, I've got it.
I mean, looking at the guest list there's some incredible guests. I mean, you've got Jim Lee, you've got Todd McFarlane, Mark Waid. I'd love to meet Mark Waid. It's not a small con by any means, Efren, in terms of the names that are attending, I would say.
No, it's so right across the street. It's so close to LA where a lot of these people live,
Yes,
Artist Alley was full of all these artists, and don't get me wrong, it's a good con.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just it's a 1-day event.
Did you not pick up any? Because I know you're like myself. You're a bit of a fan of the old sketch cover and things like that. Did you not get any sketch covers done?
No, I didn't want to get any sketch covers this year. I just if I get any, it'll be during Comic-Con where I have a couple more days to look around and have somebody. Todd Knock wasn't there. It's one of my favorite artists. I didn't see him at all.
Okay.
But I was trying to see if I could get one from him, but he wasn't there. But no, I didn't get any sketches this year.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. We've got another question from Nigel here. What's the biggest book you all own in terms of status? Oh, Efren's going to knock your socks off. For me, I've got A Journey into Mystery 83, first appearance of Thor, but probably my biggest book in terms of price is my X-Men 1, original X-Men run. Efren?
My favorite is Daredevil. I have the first Daredevil #1, but as far as status, I do have an A of 15, for Spider-Man. So
Phenomenal.
I had to follow that, didn't I? I've got a ASM 129 first Punisher. So that's probably
nice.
That was my grail one. That's I'm content with the fact I'll never own the others.
Yeah.
But Punisher's my favorite Marvel character. I'm happy with that. Decent grade, presents amazingly. So I'll take it.
Simon, you're not a massive comic collector, but what's your favourite book in your collection?
Well, I've got these at the back, so I've got Civil War there. That one's a nice one. So
have you chopped your hand off? What's happened to your hand?
No, it's here.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah.
What's your T-shirt, Simon?
I mean, that's a
Alex,
classic Civil War cover, isn't it? I love that one with Cap.
Yeah,
it's stunning. Okay, just quickly, guys. At Wondercon, there was some pretty big announcements in terms of action figures and toys. We had some big stores, particularly from Mondo. They showed some images and some prototypes for some figures. We've got the 1/6 scale Chitara from Thundercats. Looking forward to seeing that figure. I'll be buying that one. And you get a Burble with it, which is cool. They've got 1/6 scale versions of Carnage and also Mr. Sinister and Nightcrawler. Really like that Nightcrawler figure, so based on the animated series. They've got a line of 1/12 scale figures. So they've got Clawful and they've got Skeletor and Man-at-Arms, which is interesting. Not seen them before. And then, surprisingly, they've got a new She-Ra figure with Swiftwinged, which is She-Ra's horse. But they just put out a She-Ra figure maybe 2-3 years ago, because I've got it. And it's cack. The ankles in it are terrible.
That's why is people.
But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem very different to the last one, so it's a strange one. But oh my god, that Mum-Ra is phenomenal. That's a 1/6 scale Mum-Ra with 5 different head sculpts, a whole host of interchangeable weapons, and Marmut, which is his kind of his demon dog thing. I think that looks absolutely spectacular. So I cannot wait. I will 100% be buying that. I love the head sculpt they've got on it, the smiling kind of grinning face. So yeah, love that. And then that's the She-Ra figure with Swiftwind. I'll not be getting either of those. The Swiftwinged just looks like a big plastic horse to me. Do you know what I mean? At least the Battle Cat.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, at least the Battle Cat looked decent. That just looked,
feathers and stuff. Or
yeah,
feathers,
just looked naff to me.
Details of hair and all.
Von Hoot is saying House of Secrets 92 is probably his biggest. That first Swamp Thing. Pretty cool book to have, that one, Von Hoot. So yeah, a couple of interesting figures there. There also was tons of McFarlane announcements. I wasn't sure if you would have any of these, Simon, so I've just put a few on the slides. We've got some more of their statues, 1/10 scale statues and 1/6 scale statues. Some of them are pretty cool. I quite like the Punisher one. The Beast one is very nice. I like that. We've got some Mortal Kombat figures coming out, including, it's not on the slide there, but a Mortal Kombat Portal kind of scene, which is cool. We've got Batman Returns figures with Penguin and Catwoman and the Penguins, quite like them. And then a whole host of different DC characters, some of which I recognise, some of them I'm not so sure of, but quite nice. So again, a whole host.
What's
Say
that
again?
Superman with the tiger's head?
So that's from I think it was a Superman annual, where you had different variations of Superman. So the other head sculpt's like a huge brain that he's got, and I'm not sure of the other one. But yeah, it's just random figures that, we get with McFarlane at times, which is great.
Do you think they're bashing these out because they're losing the license or?
I don't know. I don't know how many figures a year we normally get from McFarlane, to be honest.
I like the Hal Jordan one, the armor suit.
With the armor.
Cool. Yeah,
That's from the.
I'm digging the Sandman one. I think that's pretty.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that.
Yeah. Speaking of Sandman, I watched the full season 1 of Sandman over the weekend. Any of you guys seen that?
I see it. I like it.
I still haven't watched it now, and I love Sandman. So.
I like the episode where that guy he got immortality.
Yeah. Visits him every 100 years for the rest of the
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, I really enjoyed it more than I expected. I loved the fact we got some throwback to the original Sandman as well in one episode with a little boy wearing the original Sandman costume and things like that. It was very cool. But yeah, really enjoyed it.
New season? Is there another season coming out?
Coming out next year.
Yeah.
That's it now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, because
it will not be named.
But I don't think that's a bad thing, because for me it was very much like each episode. Yes, there's the ongoing theme, but each episode was like a standalone story.
That's what's great about Sandman.
Yeah.
I have one question about toys, guys. You keep on saying McFarlane has lost its license. What does that mean?
So it's still making figures and it's still got a whole host of licenses, but DC have moved to another toy company.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
McFarlane Toys will not be making DC figures from next year.
But these are still under McFarlane's title.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So yeah, some nice figures. Simon.
Yeah.
I like some of these.
Did you see these, Zephyr, when you were there?
I think I did see the Fruity Pebble and Cocoa Pebble ones, but everything else, no.
Okay, so this is Geordie Toys. So the next set of line of Street Fighter that they're going to release, which I've got the Blanca pre-ordered. I haven't, obviously, the others aren't up for pre-order yet. I've got Gilly, but that's his different color tank top he's got. You got Vega there at Sagat.
Sorry. Did you say Gilly?
What does it matter?
Guile?
Guile, Gilly, whatever. I can't pronounce it. So, Fei Long as well, and pretty cool. I've got Fei Long, so that's a special pack one. So yeah, these are the next line. So I'm hoping to get Sagat and Vega next for pre-order, which is cool. To the right, you've got your Mega Man at the top. I think that's Woodman and Bubbleman. And then you've got Fred Flintstone.
I haven't got a clue. Sorry, Simon. I know Mega Man.
Yeah.
The other two, are they computer game figures? I've not got a clue.
They're from the Mega Man series.
Oh, okay.
Line, yeah. There's quite a few of them, and I don't really follow Mega Man, so I don't know myself. So, but yeah, if you're a collector, then they're pretty cool. Fred Flintstone, Barney Rubble.
See, I love them. And I didn't think. I mean, why the hell would I want Fred Flintstone and Barney? But I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, yeah, I think I need them.
I have pre-ordered Tony the Tiger, just because I want a Tony the Tiger.
Are the real cereal inside the box, or
No,
I don't think so.
I do love that it comes in like a cereal box. So I think that's
Yeah,
very
it looks pretty
cool.
cool. So I think I'm gonna. I've not seen Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble up for pre-order yet. Tony the Tiger is, so I've pre-ordered him.
Oh, have
Then
you?
you've got I pre-ordered him. So from Props and Replica, and then Frosty the Snowman. So which is
Von
pretty
Hoot's
cool.
a fan. Von Hoot's a fan.
So yeah, I think Jarda toys are just making it what people really want, and they're just some of the stuff they're putting out is really cool.
The box design is so impressive.
Superb, isn't it?
I
Yeah.
love the arcade
Yeah.
look for the Street Fighter ones. The Frosty the Snowman TV thing is. Yeah,
I see what you did there,
Yeah.
Fuzzy. I see what you did there.
Great.
Just speaking of Tony the Tiger, did anybody watch that Netflix thing about Serial Wars where Hugh Grant?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, but Hugh Grant
Yeah.
played Tony the Tiger in it. Apparently, as like
Yeah.
a Shakespearean actor who's ended up in the
Actor.
Tony suit. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm not sure.
It
if
was
anyone's seen
it was fine. It
Was
was
it?
great. Like I don't remember most of it. Like
E-Man, I've never had a Fruity Pebble.
I feel like I have.
Is it just like Lucky Charms? Is it cereal with like little bits of
Is that the one
marshmallows?
with the
Not as
toucan on
sweet.
it? You've got the toucan on it or something. Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, not
Sweet
sure.
and Bird.
Not a sweet Efren, did you say?
not as sweet? I like Cocoa Pebbles myself, but
So they're just like Cocoa Pops for us, just like little rice chocolate balls, yeah? Ball, yeah. Interesting.
I wonder if they're going to if they've got Tony Tiger, then they'll do the Cocoa Pops Monkey.
I think so, probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
that would
well,
be
yeah.
really cool as well. Yeah.
Peter,
What are there like? There'd be Captain Crunch. You could do. There's a few different options.
Peter, when you come here, I'll buy you a box of Fruity Pebbles and you can try it.
Thank you, Efren. Appreciate that. Never had Fruity Pebbles. We're English, mate. We're English. We don't get Fruity Pebbles over here.
But
me have a Google
Peter,
that.
you can go into Tesco and there's an American aisle and you can get it there for
I
£10.
thought I've
Okay,
seen them. Yeah.
correction. As a 47-year-old man, I've never been drawn to Fruity Pebbles now that they've made it across the pond.
Okay, well, just be honest with yourself, okay?
Yeah, when I was younger, it was Rice Krispies and Cocoa Pops. If you were posh, you might have got a Frosty. But,
Nah, I'm a Weetabix boy.
See, I still miss toys in cereals, so I can't.
Simon, your why toys were taken out of cereal. You're the kind of person that would choke on a toy. I want to see results, not your excuses. I'm 47. I said, Emin, you've shamed us into it. I will buy a box of Fruity Pebbles and I'll eat them in a short, or the next video we do. I'll scratch
them
some
off
Fruity Pebbles.
I'm actually
You can get them
crying.
on Amazon. So
How is Simon? Let's crack through.
That was,
and
the
make
best,
what's-
that was the best comeback I've ever seen, I think.
and then to the right, NECA, which is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie 35th anniversary edition, which is pretty cool. And at the bottom, we is the Shadows one from NECA.
Say that again?
What we do in the shadows?
Yes.
Yeah, what we do in the Shadows.
I like them. I mean, I love that show. I absolutely love that show. But
I just met at Dublin Comic Con last week, the guy in the very middle there.
Yeah,
Actor.
yeah,
Oh,
Plays him.
okay.
He's really good.
Efren, I need to send this man some Fruity Pebbles. Yeah, great figures. I like them. Do you know what? I can't take my eyes off that Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone.
Get them.
I'm going to end up getting
I'll
them.
let me
They
see
go
what
well
the-
with your
you know,
Scooby Doo figures.
Yeah.
You're missing
Yeah.
Hanna-Barbera.
I don't know whether to get because they've also released it. Obviously, you can get Cheetos Tiger, can't you? So I might get that as well.
Yeah. Simon, where did you pre-order from? Chris is asking.
Props and Replica.
Props. Good stuff. Okie dokie. Star Wars stuff. Galen. I know you've got fans of particular characters and things like that, but for me, this is a boring figure. I wouldn't be picking this up. I'm sure if you're a big Star Wars fan, you might gravitate towards that particular character. Is it Mads?
Nicholson, yeah.
Mads, yeah. I just think it's quite a dull.
I think though with these like convention exclusive ones, like they can't be too cool, or people will be pissed that like it's a locked down behind that. So they're you know, they do the obscure characters, or they do these kind of weird effect.
I mean, speaking of not cool, Stormtrooper Cherry Blossom version. So yeah, I mean, if you want a Stormtrooper covered in pink cherry blossom with a
kimono,
all power to you. Not for me. Not for me. People are going mad about this, saying it's amazing, it's great figure and stuff like that. I don't get it myself. But you know, I guess if you want something like we did, James, when we went to Celebration, if you want something that reminds
your trip there, yeah, exactly.
Whether I'm paying 350 quid for something, you know, I'm not so sure. But yeah, it doesn't appeal to me. We've then got, you know, Simon, you showed off your smaller scale figure from earlier. This is the same figure but in 1/6 scale. Again, an exclusive figure. I quite like that effect. I think it looks pretty cool.
I'm curious how that looks in hand, though.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Does it what kind of lighting do you need to have in your room to make it look like effective? You know, if that's under a bright yellow light, it's not going to look great. I don't think.
Yeah. And then we've got a 1-to-1 scale Grogu. So we've done a few different Grogus from Hot Toys, but that's pretty cool. I quite like that. It's life size. It gets in the satchel if you want to put it in the satchel. Yeah, not again.
Is there any like particular improvements over the last one that they did?
Better articulation, I think. Better articulation.
Okay, and the satchel then, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I just noticed that Grogu's giving everybody the middle finger.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Oh, Honey Monster would be amazing, Shelley.
Yeah.
A Honey Monster would be amazing. Yeah.
I want the Lucky Charms leprechaun.
Nobody's going to make that. Nobody's making that. It'd be Warwick Davis, wouldn't it? It would just be Warwick Davis in a box. Yeah, so any of those jump out at any you Star Wars fans going to rush to get any of those?
Nah.
I think the big problem, especially with the bottom left one, is there's so many Darth Vader statues out there. Do you really need another one?
Yeah, I think you're right, Efren. There's about 5 or 6 different versions of Vader now, and this is nice in some regards. It's unique, I guess. But when you're paying the kind of money these figures are asking, you've got to be pretty sold on it. Yeah. You know, for me, I don't know. This doesn't work as well. There's something about the cape as well. The cape just doesn't look like it's in sync with the body in terms of the color scheme and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? The blacks don't look. I don't know. It's just not.
I'm sure we'll see when this comes out. Some amazing like people with like a Luke Skywalker like doing a duel kind of thing, like it's a dueling. He even says this isn't a dueling effect version. But like outside of that, and so it's sort of like
okay, guys, let's end off with a little bit of Doomsday news. We've had all kinds of excitement over the last week. We know Doomsday is coming. We know that good old Robert Downey Jr. was announced as having the role of Doom. There was a bit of interesting news came out last week, I think it was, or the week before, where they basically said that this version of Doom will have gone through Endgame. It'll have gone through a kind of a same experience. I did wonder if it was going to somehow be linked to the whole snap. That's my theory, that when he snaps and we see him die in our Endgame, if this version survived, but because of the damage to his body, he's hideously scarred, which is why he ends up in the Doom armor. But I quite like the idea that he is a link to the Endgame kind of series. What do you guys think about that? Are you pleased it's linked, or do you want a totally different character?
I don't think Robbie. I still don't think he should have been cast as Doom. I thought they should have gone with it. I'm sorry, but the way Tony Stark's life ended in Endgame, that was it was a good ending for him.
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong. I mean, he could be fantastic in the movie. I'm hoping he is, but I always wanted to have a brand. I wanted to be the original Doctor Doom, Victor Von Doom, to be, the bad guy, not this version of it. That's just my opinion. But hopefully it's a great movie.
I'm still hoping, and I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'm still hoping that this is just a variation of Doom, and we're going to get a proper Doom at some point, maybe Secret Wars or something like that. Because you're right, Victor Von Doom is such an iconic character. I would hope Marvel wouldn't do the character dirty like this.
Well, we all know why they did it, because they need a jump. Their movies
yeah.
have been lagging, and they're going to bring back,
Smack of desperation.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they didn't announce Chris Evans yet, too, as Captain America. They're going to bring him back eventually.
He's confirmed for Secret Wars, isn't he?
Oh, I'm talking
I
about,
think that was official. He was officially announced for that.
but not for the Dooms movie, not for this movie.
Not for Doomsday, for Secret Wars.
Not yet, at least. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like this. I was as skeptical because I think it isn't like it's not Victor. I would have just rather a completely separate new thing. But I have no doubt he's going to be incredible. I have no doubt it's going to be an amazing, like one of the all-time great Marvel villain performances. Like I'm confident of that. But I would have still preferred a split.
Yeah.
There,
Did they announce it's going to be just a one shot? He's just going to do one movie, or
They've not said.
They haven't said. Okay.
Yeah. Simon, any thoughts on this?
I saw some other leaks of images that got leaked with him in a throne and everything. So and people around him. Yeah, I mean, I thought Endgame ended well, so why tie into it? Do something new,
Okay. So yeah, some of the leaks that you've talked about, I'm not put any of the actual images up, but it's heavily linked that there's going to be a kind of a World War Hulk kind of thing, or Hulk, in a different world. Lots of hints that we might get some of the 1602 characters. They've also announced that they're going to move some of the cartoon characters over into Doomsday as well. I think what we're going to get in this movie in Doom is a visit to a different universe, as it were, another planet with. We'll have characters that we're familiar with, but they'll all be different what-if versions of the characters. And then, of course, we got the casting news last week. Did anybody actually watch any of it?
No, I just checked discussing film every 5 or 10 minutes to see if someone new was announced.
What a bizarre way of doing the announcements. I mean, it was like 5 hours worth of stuff.
I think it's like 90 to 100,000 people were watching at all times, you know, and it did dominate news for the day. Like people are just constantly checking in on it. So like, in a way, I think it's kind of brilliant that rather than just be news for all of it at once, you teased it out, you know.
We should do a show with just our names on it, and just to see how many viewers we get, and just have music in the background.
I'm not confident we'll get 100,000 views after it, but we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
But
20. I'll take 20.
Yeah, we did get some incredible casting. We got some amazing news, and we've got 2 slides worth of this, guys. So we've got all the different people that were cast, and then a few that have been reported but actually weren't announced on the day. We did get an image afterwards where Robert Downey Jr. said, that's got to be it, hasn't it? And then Marvel kind of commented back. So there is more casting to come. There are more surprises in it. But just looking through that roster, I'll go to each of you individually. Which one thing or one casting has got you most excited from all of that lot? We'll start with you, Simon. Are there any of those that jumps out at you as most?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, bit of Gambit.
Yeah,
Gambit
just
fan?
because I just can't wait to see do his accent again.
Thought it was a one and done, you know. So like it's interesting. Oh, he's back. It's surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he can hold a full film by himself, mate. But I think in this, you know, I think it works. Short bursts of Gambit, I think, or his version of Gambit. James, what about you?
Like honestly, Alan Cumming back as Nightcrawler is pretty great. Like I was so gutted that he wasn't in the third one, and we never saw that his portrayal of that character again. I know a lot of it was he hated doing the makeup. So I'm like, you know, surprised that they got him back in. I don't think they would get him back in. He wouldn't get back in that makeup for, you know, a 2-second cameo. So I think, like, just having some of the X-Men characters like that. I was surprised that James Marsden, the Cyclops, really surprised Rebecca
One. Don't steal Efren's thunder. One.
Apologies. Yeah, Alan Cumming. That's the one. That's the one that I was most surprised about, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. I wasn't expecting Alan Cumming either. Efren, how about yourself?
Well, I consider this character in the Marvel universe, in the cinematic Marvel universe, almost like the everyday man who became a superhero. That's Paul Rudd. Hopefully, they give him some good lines, you know, but he always has like good lines in the movies and his own movie too. But number one would be Ian McKellen coming back as the original Magneto. You know, him and Professor X together again. You know, I really can't wait for that to happen. You know, see how much. And my only downside about all this, and they're going to introduce more characters. Some of them are just going to be cameos. They can't have everybody have, you know, a lot of lines in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie's going to be 3 hours long for sure.
Yeah.
And how much, you know, interaction these characters are actually going to have. Is it going to be like when they had the Illuminati and Doctor Strange? They just have a quick cameo, and that's it. I'm sure a lot of them, more than half, are going to have quick cameos. They can't do them all.
So I'm going to get to my theories in a bit, but I'd be interested in your thoughts. But I think, you know, Ian McKellen's a great call. I wasn't expecting that at all. I have to say one that I mean, Fuzzy saying in the chat there, Shang-Chi, wasn't expecting him coming back in this either.
Yeah.
The one that, yeah, because he's just kind of vanished, you know what I mean? But the one that I just didn't expect coming back, and I cannot pronounce the actor's name, but Namor, I kind of thought that was just, yeah, I just thought he was. But that's an interesting dynamic, him and Sue Storm. So we've got a load of X-Men, which is great, leading to, you know, James's point earlier. It's good to have some of the originals back. Lovely to see James Marsden back as well. We've got pretty much the full cast of Thunderbolts there. Fantastic Four as well. Loki, who we last saw in his TV series, obviously. Some great acting talent. And a number of people reported there that haven't actually confirmed yet. But, as Efren said, this is a load of characters for one movie. And I know I had a load in Endgame, but it kind of built towards it. What do we think Secret Wars is actually going to be? Because we know it's leading... Sorry, Doomsday is going to be, because we know it's leading to Secret Wars. But for me, this really does feel like we're going to get the start of the multiverse, the incursion events. So we'll get a universe where we've got the X-Men, and I think that universe will be wiped out by the end of it. We're going to have the Fantastic Four traveling into our universe by the end of it, I guess. I don't think a lot of these characters are playing the characters we know they play, if that makes sense. It's going to be different variations or different versions of them.
Yeah, I don't think it's the Fox version. Like, I think James Marsden's going to show up in a 90s...
He's dead, isn't he? He's dead in X-Men.
Yeah, no, he came back in Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
So, because Wolverine changed timeline. Yeah. But I think he'll be in like a 90s style blue and yellow getup. You know, that's my guess. I think Mystique is going to have the white with the skull headband and stuff like that. That would be my assumption. Is that's the same actors, but it's different. They're not that version of them, you know.
Remember, Mystique became human in one of the last X-Men films, you know.
Yeah, in last time. But Days of Future Past would have changed. Like, they could do anything from that point because he changed the whole timeline, didn't he?
Yeah.
But this doesn't correlate to any of the leaks at all. No. There's various actors that showed up in some of that concept art that aren't here. Like, this doesn't seem like that movie at all, you know. So maybe that's the original version.
This is the thing. You don't know how much of this... Because this and Secret Wars, I can't get my head around yet how they all blend together. Secret Wars, for me, should be I go back to my original point, I guess, about Multiverse of Madness and Deadpool to an extent, and now if this is really all the cast for Doomsday. Secret Wars, for me, should be your Endgame level movie where you've got all your different cameos, you've got your Nick Cage, Ghost Riders, you've got all of those fan things that people want to see. By the time we get to Secret Wars, does it matter anymore? We've seen everybody, haven't we? We've seen
announced, yeah.
I don't, but like, this is who they've announced. Like, who are they holding back on? Who's in this that we don't know about?
But I guess that's my point. I don't want anybody
cameos.
else in this.
They're not announcing the cameos. These are characters in the story, I would assume.
Yeah. Fuzzy saying the leaks never felt official. I would agree, Fuzzy. It was storyboarding from a movie the memories never really got. SM, nice to see you. They should have kept Kang saying as they bring back James Marsden after what we did from that Quiet on the Set documentary. I don't think I've seen that one.
I have no idea. I don't know what that's.
I have no idea either.
Don't know what that is, mate.
But also the Namor guy had his own thing.
He did. You know, yeah, he did.
So I'm surprised. I thought he was gone completely.
Yeah. So what are you hoping for in these next two movies? We'll start with you, Efren. What do you want to see from them? What are you hoping for?
Before that, I think one of the major problems with Marvel now, as far as the cinematic universe, is they're trying to up the ante all the time, and I think they can only go so high where people are going to say, "What, all these characters again?" Yeah. It's like Endgame brought everybody together. Now they're trying to do get the same, compassion from Endgame to bring everybody together. I'm not sure if it's going to work the way they're hoping it works. I'm going to see it. Don't take me wrong, I'm going to see it. But what I wish is just good writing. You know, if it's good writing, then yes, you know, I'm all for it. But if these, you know, some people say if these movies tank. One person I was watching on Whatnot, he was saying if Fantastic Four movie tanks, he's saying that's it for Marvel. You know, how are they going to regroup from that one? So I just hope it's good writing and it keeps people's interest, like Endgame and all those, you know, movies that came beforehand. You know, the excitement of the first Iron Man, it will never be replicated. You know?
I think you're right, friend. I think just before moving on to James, I think Marvel knows that it's not hitting the punches that it used to hit. And a lot of these actors now are outpricing themselves. I think Secret Wars will be very much like we do in the comic book universe. This is a reset point. I think you'll go into Secret Wars with all of these characters, and by the end of Secret Wars, we'll have a new phase of Marvel, which will be the multiverse hopefully gone, because that's been done to death now. And we've got the Young Avengers, potentially. We've got the Champions, Mystic, Moon Knight and Mystic Suns and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Midnight Suns, sorry. Those kind of characters. And this will be a swan song for everything that's gone before, hopefully. James, what are you thinking?
I just hope it's good, man. I'm like looking at this cast. I'm hesitant because like when you got to Endgame, Infinity War Endgame, it revolved around characters that we'd spent a lot of time with. Like most of the core characters had 3 films behind them at that point. Looking at this cast, it's mostly characters we've barely spent any time. Like the Thunderbolts, you know, they haven't even had a movie, and we've seen some of them have appeared as minor secondary antagonists in previous movies, but that's it. We're not really that connected to them. Yeah, Fantastic Four is not even out yet. What version of X-Men is this? Do you know? So like, I just don't feel like it's going to have the same emotional impact that anything in Endgame or Infinity War had.
I just noticed there's no Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
No.
No.
So far.
There was a Guardians character in the leaked thing.
Oh, there was?
So
okay.
We'll see if that character ends up coming back. But
I mean, I want to see Hawkeye, too. You know, they didn't mention him. I'm sorry, but Carol Danvers is like the strongest character around. And
her omission is bizarre, I think, as well, no Kamala Khan in it either?
No.
No? You're right.
Yeah.
No. Gosh.
Weird.
But like I say, those characters you've just listed, we need to keep something back for Secret Wars should be a big event film, not Doomsday. Do you know what I mean? That's why I think in Doomsday we're seeing variations of characters, and then Secret Wars is everybody pitted against each other.
Well, I swear to God, because like when they were announcing this, it sounded like maybe they're doing Avengers versus X-Men or something. But like, I swear to God, if it's the last 5 minutes and then it's like the X-Men show up and then to be continued, I'll be pissed. Everyone's gonna be pissed.
X-Men versus Avengers. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Simple. You know, nothing elaborate.
Simon, what are your thoughts?
I don't know, man. Like it's hard to build that original hype up, isn't it? Really, of Endgame. And like we had nearly 3 years or more, 10 years really, of building those movies up to Endgame, and now they've just like, what have we had lately to build up?
Yeah.
Like you said, if Fantastic Four does flop, are these movies going to really hit it? So
we'll see. Fuzzy's just saying in the comments here, the Russo's latest film hasn't gone down well. I watched that the other day, Fuzzy.
Awful, I heard.
Electric, something like that. I wouldn't say it's awful. It's exactly as, what did I watch? I watched someone talking about how Netflix commissions the movies now, which is basically there are keywords in the film and there are sections where basically you've got to have people telling you the plot, because they design films for people who aren't watching them, who are watching it in the background or who are doing the dishes or whatever. That's exactly what the film felt like. I sat in the settee, I think I dozed on and off, and when I woke up someone told us what was happening. Special effects were all right. Don't destroy us online and all the rest of it for being a hater. The girl from Stranger Things, Millie
Bobby Brown,
I think she's a shocking actress. Everything I've seen her in apart from Stranger Things, I think she's crap. Yeah. And she's just not good in this again. So
I think the bottom line is we're holding our breath and keeping our fingers crossed for these future movies. We'll see.
Absolutely.
Peter, one movie I did like, the other girl from Stranger Things, Sadie, the ginger haired
Sadie
one.
Sink.
Yes.
Yeah, she's done one called Odessa,
All right, not seeing that.
and on Disney Plus, it's really good actually. And she sings every song in that, and she's a really good singer.
I'll check that
She's
one out.
she's in the new Spider-Man as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
Endgame worked because we had nothing to compare it to. Absolutely, Fuzzy, you're right. Fuzzy saying I really didn't like it. It felt very focus groupy. Yep, I agree, Fuzzy. I agree. Like I say, I think I dozed and played on my phone and it was in the background. I probably couldn't tell you much about what happened in it. But yeah. Making films for people who don't actually watch them is the worst idea I've ever heard. That's exactly how they do it, mate. That's exactly how they do it.
I
On
actually,
Netflix.
I actually fell asleep on that Electric State as well at the
Did you?
end.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was. I was like, this is, yeah. And the robots is all I liked about it. I didn't like the actors.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to run off. I just want to show a few things of different figures I've bought and picked up recently. Doing a little video about this. This is my Batman 89. Basically, I've had this for a while, but I've swapped the cape out. So I watched a video about a Jackson Drape cape. So I had the wired version, which is the image there with the flown cape, which is nice, but I don't feel that represents the movie at all, because I don't think you ever really see his cape flown like that. So I've gone for the Drape cape instead.
So
Which
you
I much
downgraded
prefer.
your figure, basically.
How have I downgraded my figure?
Like you swapped from a wired one to a non-wired thing.
Yeah. I think it looks better. I think it looks much better. RC, got her from 3-0. Love this figure. Got a video coming out about that. Stunning die-cast figure. Really like that one. It's spot on. And the Batman.
Okay.
So, yeah. Video coming out about that. I think I hate it.
I'm happy I didn't get mine then.
Yeah. I mean, if you like the character and stuff, I suppose. But yeah, it's a ball ache to fanny on with in terms of the belt and things like that. Great sculpt, great figure in terms of what it does and stuff. But yeah, not sure. Just to mention, I've got channel memberships. If anybody's interested, please do check that out over on the channel. Stuff happening on my channel, whole host of videos for you to check out. We've got my Master of the Universe one. We've got honest reviews about Superman and Lois, Pop Culture Playback on V, and Hero Highlights, which is my recommendations for my favourite Superman stories. Next week, myself and Efren will be doing our TripleG Tuesday and Passpoint Comics collaboration, where we'll talk about all the books that are coming out in, what month will it be?
April?
June.
In June. So yeah, so that will be out next Tuesday with myself and Efren. Efren, what have we got happening over on Passpoint Comics?
This Sunday I'm gonna do my show that I do every 2 weeks up on comics, where I just talk about entertainment news. Maybe some of probably a little bit we're gonna talk about Doom, but we will pass that really quick since we talked about it enough here. And next Tuesday, Peter and I we're going to be doing our advanced orders. And I have a sellers page on Instagram. Let me bring it up here if I can find it. I'm putting some of my books up for sale. Right now, I'm just putting up $2 books.
Okay.
It's just Passpoint sales. And little by little, I'm going to start putting up some of my bigger books. I have too many books, guys. So wait till you guys come over and look at all the books that I have. You won't go to Comic-Con. You just look at all my comic books. But yeah, I'm putting up some of my books for sale at Passpoint Sales. And I'm always doing shorts whenever I feel like it too.
Fantastic.
Just having a good time with you guys.
Good stuff, mate. I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah.
Simon, anything happening over in your world?
Not really. I'm drug dealing in a game.
This is his world.
Okay. Good stuff. And Mr. Keegan, what's happening on One Good Scare?
Well, we are live on Friday for One Good Scare live. So that'll be a big crack. And then The Howling, I'll be right back, will be up in the next few days as well. I'm just excited to go in on that.
I have a question for James. The Last of Us. You said we're going to do some type of review for that.
Yeah. So that's debuts on the 12th.
Okay.
So we'll do maybe like a similar to last time, maybe with a few less people.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it the last time we did it. So you don't have to invite me, but I just enjoyed it.
Honestly, it'd be good. We'll have maybe the first episode, mid-season, and final episode or something like that. There's a particular moment I want to do.
Cool.
I want to get the opinions on. And then we have some Until Dawn stuff as well. We'll be doing over April as well. So a lot of stuff this month. Busy.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, thank you very much, chaps. Thank you to everybody that's watched tonight. Do appreciate you spending some time with us. I shall see you on Friday over on One Good Scare and Sunday over with Passport Comics. So, thank you very much, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
The curtains closed. It's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun and hit like, subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you from Triple G and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's your whack.